Good afternoon. Welcome to Biologyzing, the show where I give you tidbits of information about nature, most of which that you will never ever use in your life. All right, so quick little description of the geology or geography of this area. So basically we're sitting on an alluvial plain. I think one of the technical terms for it is called a bahada. Alluvial sands and alluvial sediments that came probably from those mountains over there, and that was brought down into this area here via flash floods and wind dispersal, at least for fine sand particles. So yeah, this property, I have no idea when this property burnt down. Could have been sometime in the 80s or something like that. All I know is like it's filled with junk and equipment, leftover equipment, and materials like this fridge over here. This fridge looked like it's from the 80s, maybe like the 70s. But judging on the vegetation, I could take a guess, and I'm thinking it probably burnt down within the last 10 years or something like that. That's just a guess, I don't really know. But yeah, like I said earlier, you know, you look around, you see this green everywhere, and this green is, you know, indicative of the native environment or the native vegetation kind of coming back and taking over. And we're gonna look into that right now. So if you don't like plants, go ahead and watch another video because you might find this boring. All right, so first one right here, this nice showy individual right here. This is Abronia villosa. I think the common name of this is, I think hairy sand verbena. Nice flowers, nice purple flowers right there. Oh, and then right next to it, right here, that I'm seeing, this right here is Plantago erecta, Plantaginaceae, or the Plantain family. This plant right here makes up the diet of desert tortoises, Gophorus acacesii. They like eating this a lot. And this is desert tortoise habitat too. You know, desert tortoises, they really like alluvial systems like this, bahada landscapes. Also within the rubble, we got this one right here. This one's pretty common. This one right here is in the genus Cryptantha. Family Boraginaceae, the borage family, related to like bluebells and caterpillar Sialia. This one's a really common plant too, but you know, as you see, like it has those like spikes right there, which don't make it too palatable for any herbivorous type of animal who might want to feed on this. I'm sure it helps with a lot of herbivorous insects that might want to chew on this too. They're pretty sharp too. Like if you was to grab this with your hands, like you would definitely get stuck and get those little splinters in your hand. Oh, and then right here, this is Dalea mollisima. I think it's also known as soft prairie clover. Fabaceae, the pea family or the legume family. You can see its legumes right here. Or I don't know, is this the inflorescence? Or it is really soft though. Oh yeah, there's the legume right there. You can see it. Right there, there's the fruit. Nice legume, kind of pea pod shaped fruit right there. So you see like we got the inflorescence right here and then the leaves right there. Pea family, it's got these pinnate leaves. That's the name of the shape, pinnate. We kind of got like one stalk or one stem and then a corresponding leaf opposite on each side. Well, it's almost opposite, they're kind of like staggered. Surprise, I'm only an amateur botanist, so you know, I'm kind of rough with these terms. Anybody watching this who want to correct me on stuff, please, by all means, do it. But yeah, Dalea mollisima, soft prairie clover. Yeah, this had to be an old structure because, like, you know, it's got a wooden foundation. And usually wooden foundations don't really do so well in fires because, you know, the floor is wood. And the fire gets up underneath. And then as long as there's an oxygen source coming through, then the whole house is going to get burnt down. At least modern houses have concrete foundations. So if your house burns down in the city, you know, at least you get to keep that concrete slab that it's sitting on. But nah, houses like this with this wooden foundation, yeah, once the house lights on fire, as soon as the fire hits the floor, it really is over with. Yeah, I don't know how the fire started out here, but my gut feeling is one of three possibilities. One, a meth lab blew up. Two, somebody fell asleep with a cigarette. And three, straight up arson. I wonder if all the ash and embers that fell from this fire added to the overall soil nutrient content here, which is, you know, might be a reason why you see all this plant life here and everything. Here we go. All right, right here, this is Larrea tridentata, a little baby. It's a little baby of Larrea tridentata. Common name Creosote Bush, classic California desert plant. Classic high desert plant. You basically see like millions of these, like driving on the way to Vegas, for example. This is a little baby. They got bigger ones out there. I'll show you a bigger one out there later. But this one right here is a baby, which kind of leads me to believe, kind of brings me to believe that this place didn't burn down too long ago. You know, I mean, I'm not sure how fast creosote grow, but that creosote right there just seeded itself relatively recently, probably within the last year or something like that. Oh, right there, I see a depression in the ground, and a depression in the desert means that when it rains, it's going to accumulate water. When it accumulates water, that's where plants are going to be. Let's check it out. All right, upon further inspection, like, this is a pretty diverse spot right here. You got a lot of different plants, a lot of native ones too. And I don't think I see any introduced ones, although I got to look closer and double check. But yeah, this is a good example of a floral list of a lot of the plants that you can find in this part of the desert. We got this one right here. I think let me get focused. Yeah, I think this one right here, the common name is Spanish needle. All right, it's in the Asteraceae, the sunflower family. And you can see right there, it's got, I think it just has disc flowers. So Asteraceans, they have ray flowers and disc flowers. This one here has lost the ray flowers, but it retains the disc flowers because that's all it needs. The disc flowers are the ones that actually have, like, what do botanists call them, the sexy parts, to attract those insects, to get them pollinated. Right there, you can tell on the side it's Asteraceae because of these phyllaries right here. Looks like it's got some glands on it too. Yeah, Asteraceae, somewhat showy plant. Oh, right here, we got more of this Cryptantha right here. Look how big it's growing too. Massive Cryptantha right here. Makes sense because of this depression right here. I wonder if this is where the toilet was, you know, on account of it's a depression. So, you know, pipes go underground. So, you know, anyway, yeah, this Cryptantha is really big right here. Probably because it's getting a lot of water when it rains. When it rains here, the water is going to accumulate, which means there's more water to be used as a resource, which means you can grow bigger. You go outside of this hole right there and you got much smaller Cryptanthas, much smaller ones. Oh, this one right here, this is doveweed Croton satigerus in the Euphorbiaceae family, the milkweed family. This one right here, I know that it likes to grow around disturbed areas. So when you see like disturbed soils, maybe somebody put a pipe in the ground, somebody dug a hole and filled it back up, it likes disturbed soils, probably because its roots take advantage of the loose soil so it can get down in there real easy. But it prefers disturbed soils in dry, arid climates like Southern California, Arizona, etc., and everything like that. And it's got this like real velvety structure and everything. I don't think it's flowering quite yet. It might flower. Those might be buds right there. That's not the flower. That's a different plant. That's Plantago erecta. This is a common plant that you'll see on the sides of roads, you know, where it got disturbed and everything. It's a native plant too. It's a native plant that likes disturbance. You might see this a lot in those type of environments. And again, this is a small one too. They get much bigger than this, like 50 times the size of this or something like that. Oh, and look at this one right here. This nice, pretty, showy individual. This is Aramalki rotundifolia. I think I said that right. In the Malvaceae family. I don't think that's a family I discussed yet on this channel. Well, Malvaceae is basically the cotton family or the mallow family. So includes plants like mallow, cotton, like mallow, like marshmallow. That actually originated from the mallow plant. I think like Egyptian mallow or something like that. Anyway, this is the same family. See, it's got these, looks like it has 5 sepals. Look inside it. I don't want to rip it open or anything like that, but you can kind of see. Yep, right up in there. You see all the sexy parts up in there. It's peeking in. It's got those red spots at the base of the petal. Yeah, Malvaceae looks like it has 5 petals, 5 sepals. A lot of Malvaceans have flat leaves, kind of like these flat, I guess, what do they call it? Pendant shaped leaves. It's like it's got these trichomes on there, at least in this species. Yeah, Malvaceae, mallow family. Desert 5-spot. Yeah, I don't know. This spot right here, for some reason, screams bathroom or toilet. Yeah, there's a pipe here, so I'm thinking this was the bathroom for sure. But yeah, ooh, look what we have right here. Another showy individual. This is Chilismia claviformis in the Onagraceae family. Common name of that family is evening primroses. Evening primroses only have 4 petals. Oh, you can see right there, we got the the pistil kind of off to the side right there. Those are the female parts. I think these flowers are called bisexual because they have both male and female parts on them. So you see that woolly stuff right there. Those are the stamens, and that woolly stuff that's the pollen on the tip of the stamens. Pollen from another plant would basically be inoculated on top of this pistil section, and then the pollen would travel down the tube all the way to the ovary and fertilize the plant. Get ready for that seed to be developed and dispersed. Yeah, Anna Gracie, evening primrose family. Another family here at this one spot where the toilet used to be. Yeah, so this depression is yielding a good species richness of plants here. And it's unsurprising because it's a depression. You know, depressions will hold water, and when it rains, it's gonna hold water here much longer than it would out there where it would drain off. And then plants that, you know, are adapted to basically grabbing that water as quick as it can once it comes around, you know, they're doing a good job right here. So we got a bunch of species. It's real species rich, and it's real family rich too. So we got that Cryptantha right there. That's Biologyzing. That's one family. We got that Aramalki. That's Malvaceae. That's another family. We got that Croton satigerus right there. Euphorbiaceae, another family. We got this Chilismia right here, which is Onograceae, evening primrose family. Got the Plantago too, Plantago erecta, Plantaginaceae, another species and family. Oh, and then we got these right here. I didn't even notice them. Right here. I don't know what species this is, but I think it's in the genus Euphorbia. So this is a second example in the family Euphorbiaceae. But this one's like a flattened, I think the common name are like sand mats or something like that. I might be wrong about that, but Euphorbiaceae, I don't know what species it is. Oh, and then we got Asteraceae right here. Asteraceae with this Spanish needle. See, all different species representing different families, all taking advantage of this depression right here in the soil. This depression that just so happened to take place after this property burnt down. I guess it's kind of a success story, you know, nature kind of coming back. Yeah, not gonna lie, this is the type of stuff that kind of floats my boat, man. This is what gets my juices going. This is what gets me wet. Sorry, I didn't mean to put that image into your head. But how about this image? I have a feeling the fire hit here first, and then a mudslide kind of came through. A small mudslide kind of came through and then washed a lot of the debris that was here out that way. Let's go walk over there. All right, moving right along, I came to this pile of wood right here, to a structure that just fell over, didn't necessarily burn down. And I'm finding this individual right here. Now, I think this is Eschscholzia parishii, like the golden desert poppy or something like that. It could also be Eschscholzia californica, the California poppy. But I'm guessing since it's out here in the desert, it's parishii. Papaveraceae, the poppy family. Yeah, again, growing in the rubble. Native plants kind of coming back after the effect of human development here. And seemingly doing quite well too. So what is this, like an old camper show or something like that? More destruction, more junk that was just left here. Oh, look what we got right here. All right. Oh, somebody was trimming this. Oh, I think somebody might have been trying to get high. All right, so this right here is Datura simonium. I think it's simonium, but it's definitely Datura. Solanaceae, so another family, Solanaceae, the nightshade family. Yeah, so members of the Solanaceae, you know, they have a toxin in them that can kill you if you eat it. And definitely if you eat this, if you eat enough of it, for sure, you will die. I know people like to get high off this stuff, and I wonder if that's why these are cut. These are obviously cut with some sort of knife or clippers or something like that. I wonder if they cut the flowers. I don't know how you get high off of it. I just know that you can get high off of it. But yeah, they have these spiky fruits right here. And it's a native plant. It's actually a weed too. You find this growing along the sides of roads, also in disturbed areas. It likes disturbed areas. I wonder if me touching it is unsafe. Like, I wonder if those toxins will absorb through my skin and make me trip out for a few days. I kind of don't want to find out. But yeah, Solanaceae, Datura, I think Datura simonium. Okay, I think I've had enough looking at all this destruction. I mean, even though it looks pretty poor, sad, and dismal, I mean, at least to me, it looks pretty nice. It looks amazing. It's kind of cool seeing all this native veg growing in and filling in the spaces that were left behind in this destruction. I think it's dope. I think it's awesome. And just knowing right now it's about to be the spring. I mean, it's still kind of like midwinter here in Southern California in the desert. But you know, midwinter is the new spring in the desert. Because I mean, we're obviously seeing the beginnings of a spring bloom happening. So you get to see all the colors and showiness out here. Somebody lost their property, but you know, the environment kind of gained some property back. It's coming in and it's taking full advantage, whatever the advantage is over here, of all this junk and shit that was left behind. But anyway, I've had enough of this place. I'm gonna go move on to somewhere a little more natural. Okay, so I moved to this new spot right here. In case you didn't believe me earlier that seasonal flooding occurs through this whole region. I mean, right here you got evidence of that staring at you in front of you right now. So you can tell right here that I don't know how long ago, maybe last year or something like that, you had seasonal flash flooding that basically made a short ephemeral stream run through this area. And when it was flowing, it brought along with it a lot of loose sediment carried from way up there and was basically bringing it downhill, downstream, to wherever it ended up after it rained and everything. But you can see that this is what you call like a wash area, a desert wash area. And there are plants that have adapted to this area too. All right, let's take a look at some of the bigger plants here. This is Olenea tosota, otherwise known as the ironwood, also in the Fabaceae family. It's not flowering right now, so I can't show you that. But I mean, you can kind of tell it's in the Fabaceae family, or at least it gives you a clue because of these leaves right here. These nice pinnate leaves. A lot of Fabaceans have this type of leaf shape. It's a kind of a menacing tree, you know? You got like these thorns, these spines that are basically all over the tree, all over the secondary stems. But yeah, you don't want to run into this. These spines, like, they're sharp and they're brittle. So, you know, if you get stuck by them, they're gonna break off inside of you. At least they're not barbed like the cholla. I had one of these like scrape against my leg and kind of left a pretty gnarly gash. Didn't need stitches or anything like that, but yeah, the ironwood tree. Fabaceae. Look how big Fabaceans can get. All right, so one of the more obvious and common ones that you see around here is this one. This is Ambrosia salsola. I think the common name of this is called cheeseweed. It's in the Asteraceae family of sunflowers and everything. And it's not quite flowering yet. Yeah, it's got the buds, but these buds haven't fully developed into the flowers yet. But they will in due time. You know, water's been prevalent here. It rained here a couple weeks ago. And whatever water is left in the soil deep down that is percolated through the soil, you know, all the plants are sucking up that water, taking advantage of it while it's here before everything dries up. So that's why it's starting to bud burst. When all these flowers, when all these buds start bursting, this thing's gonna look much different. It's gonna look like a much different plant. But yeah, it's all green. Everything's so green out here right now. Ambrosia salsola, the cheese bush, Asteraceae. Gonna learn something. Oh, here we go. Here's the creosote flower, Larrea tridentata. They call it tridentata because at the tips of these flowers, it's got like 3 little teeth-shaped structures. Let's see if I can find it. Right there, see? So that's one of the fruits right there. And judging by those trichomes, by those hairy portions on it, I'm guessing this might be wind dispersed. Like it'll fall off the plant and just blow away in the wind, germinate somewhere else. But yeah, showy plant during the wet time of the year where there's water resources around, where it can actually grow, not as hot, so it can photosynthesize much more efficiently. So what this does during the hot times of the year is it'll actually reduce its leaves. It'll look almost like it's dying, but it's not. It's just going dormant. And you know, it just won't look as lush as this right now. Larrea tridentata, the creosote bush. Oh, right here. I know this one. All right, so this one is in the family Brassicaceae, the mustard family. And this is Dalea californica. Common name is the California shield pod. Probably because somebody thought that those seed pods right there, the fruits, look like shields somehow. I don't know. But yeah, Dalea, mustard family. It's got those 4 Maris flowers, 4 petals, I think 4 sepals. And it's got those seed pods right here. So yeah, this is the fruit, and these will dry up and split open and spread the seeds. And I wonder if the seeds will get spread by future flash floods that might flow through this channel. But yeah, Decrepit, Californica, Brassicaceae, mustard family. Go and learn some. Ooh, now see, this is another type of pretty sight right here. This is a spring bloom right here. Right, so we're on an upland section, kind of up above the banks of that wash area, and we're in a spot that is more or less undisturbed, or has been minimally disturbed by humans, and we can see the recruitment of native annual plants that have taken over this area, or not necessarily taken over, they've been here, but they're pretty much showing out right now because it's about to be the start of the spring. So again, you know, we got some of the same individuals that we saw over at that derelict property. We got this Abronia right here, Abronia villosa. We got the Biologyzing right here, the Cryptantha. We got the Decrepit, the shield pod, Brassicaceae. Again, our friend the Palafoxia right there. So yeah, this is more or less what the environment or the landscape would look like naturally, more or less. All these native plants here, hardly seeing any introduced plants. Oh, look, there's a grass. So yeah, this is a native grass right here. This is, I think it's called goleta grass. Goleta grass. Goleta. Yeah, Poaceae, grass family. All grasses are in the family Poaceae. You can see right there the inflorescences. It's got its anthers out. So it's blooming right now too. Because I'm actually like horrible at identifying grasses. There's only a few that I know. This is one of them. Because it's kind of obvious actually. Like, I don't know, I'm used to looking at the inflorescences and, you know, what they look like, dead or alive. And I've seen this plenty of times before. Anyway, who cares? But yeah, goleta grass, Poaceae. Another family out here in this alluvial wash system underneath the transmission lines in Southern California. Okay, here we go. All right, here's what the flowers of that lupine look like. These are like classic pea-shaped flowers. Many members of the Fabaceae, the legume family, have flowers that look like this. There's a whole nother clade of the Fabaceae that the flowers look nothing like this. They look like little like feather dusters or something like that. But yeah, genus Lupinus. It's got these palmate leaves. Many members of the genus Lupinus have palmate leaves like this. That's like one of the characteristics to tell it's a lupine. And a lot of the flowers grow on these stalks right here. And the flowers look like that. So you can see the development, the older flowers at the bottom. And as it grows, new flowers will develop towards the top. And then you'll get this long rod of purple-white flowers. Yeah, Lupinus, desert lupine. I'm not gonna lie, this place would be much better if it wasn't for these power lines and the, you know, the kind of monotone groan of the 10 freeway in the background and everything like that. But, you know, I can't complain. There's a lot of stuff here. A lot of organisms, a lot of representatives of organisms that have evolved in this type of climate and that are still here. And, you know, you got these power lines that are above you. So you imagine when they built this thing, they had to have tractor equipment run through here and most likely mess up the landscape as they were building this, regardless if they're trying to keep it clean or not, you know? But I'm just surprised that all that construction activity didn't bring in a much bigger species richness of introduced species or invasive species. Just knowing that information kind of makes me smile, you know? If it wasn't for these power lines and the freeway in the background and everything, you know, I would give this an A grade as far as habitat quality goes. I'd still give it an A grade, but it would get like an A minus. But yeah, sun's going down over the horizon. I gotta get the hell out of here. I'd like to thank y'all if you made it through the video this far. Appreciate you for watching. You know, hopefully you learned something. But yeah, I gotta get up on out of here. Just like most people in the world, I got stuff to do and I'm gonna go do it. So with that being said, again, keep your decisions scientific. Stay away from all the gimmicks. I'll make a bot slice. Peace up, peace out. Go and learn something.